Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. MSPs are looking to push through a new rule that will allow councils to charge double council tax on second homes. Now, one could argue that there is a reason for it, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. It happens elsewhere, I believe, and so, okay, if you think that double council tax on your second home is the way to go, then that's absolutely fine, okay? No problem. Because it tends to be the richer people that tend to own second homes. So let's say that we accept that. The only problem is that there is going to be an exception to this rule. There's going to be one particular subset of people who own second homes who will not be affected by having to pay a second home charge. Tell me, who do you think will be the people who are exempt from having to pay double council tax on their second homes? Can you guess? I think you can guess. I think you know exactly who these people are. And I'm going to say you're right. Because MSPs are going to push this through, but the exemption is not them. You are exempt if you're an MSP because you need it for your job. Well, what about other people who need it for their jobs? Are they not exempt? Seems odd, doesn't it? Rules for thee, but not for me. Let's take a look. So MSPs protect themselves from their own council tax rules. One rule for them and another for everyone else. The SNP government pushed through rules that allow councils to charge double council tax on second homes, but MSPs aren't prepared to suffer the consequences of their own rules. Because why should they? I'm surprised they haven't moved to make their salaries tax-free. That wouldn't surprise me if it came either. MSPs have moved to protect themselves from their own council tax rules in a move that has sparked fury. Taxpayers will instead pick up the tab for the doubled levy on second homes, according to reports. A group of politicians met to agree to lift the £20,700 cap on Holyrood's Edinburgh accommodation allowance. It will allow MSPs who have a second home in the capital to claw back even more cash on expenses. So at the moment they're allowed £20,700 expense allowances. That is to say, accommodation allowance doesn't mean that you can buy a house with it. What it means is you get £20,700 a year to do with what you will and call it accommodation allowance. Now, if you buy a house and you can spend £20,700 a year decorating it, or you could rent some of a £20,700 a year, that was the principle. But what they're doing effectively is saying, oh no, buy your second home, get your 20,700, we'll put it up even more, make it, let's say 25,000 a year this year. You get that as an expense, so it's tax free. So you're getting that money there, and you can use it however you want, as long as you're spending it on your property. Now, that just means constant redecoration, put an extension on, blah, blah, blah. If you're there for 5 years, you can spend quite a lot on a house, can't you? It's all expense, it's all tax free, it's all lovely. And they're bringing in that you don't even have to pay the double council tax for owning your second home. It's a scam, isn't it? The Sun reports that the details emerged in minutes of the Scottish Parliament corporate body. It is expected the move will cost the taxpayer an extra $70,000 to support 38 MSPs who either rent the property or own a second home in Edinburgh. No such loophole exists for Scots who may own two homes in the country for work reasons, but Parliament officials say the move is reasonable, and it comes after MSPs were handed a 6.7% pay rise above inflation. And of course, anyone else who has to have 2 houses for work, not exempt, they are hypocritical much? I think so, and it's all your money anyway. They're now picking up £72,195 a year, with SNP and Green ministers earning far more. First Minister Humza Yousaf is the highest paid politician in the UK, earning even more than Rishi Sunak. And Rishi Sunak has his finger on the nuclear button. Seems a bit odd, doesn't it? David Alexander, Chief Executive of Estate Agents DJ Alexander, said MSPs were receiving special treatment. He said it seems that there's one rule for the public and another for MSPs. Oh yes, we'll give you this massive amount of money whether you need it or not, and we're going to give it to you tax-free, and we're not even going to charge a double council tax that you're charging every other person who owns a second home. He said it would appear that there is no limit to the amount that taxpayers can be charged, but there is definitely a limit to how much MSPs are willing to pay for their own policies. Fiona Campbell, Chief Executive of the Association of Scottish Self-Caterers, said the decision does nothing to fight the feelings that politicians will manipulate the system for their own gain. Wow, you think that, sweetheart? Of course they do. They don't want to be treated like everybody else. They're above us. They're better. They're better than us. They shouldn't be paying tax on this and tax on that. They should be getting freebies and allowances. I'm surprised, as I say, they don't get their money tax-free. That'll be next. Yes, because if we pay tax, it makes us vulnerable to poverty or something. They're lying, thieving, grasping, greedy maggots, one and all. Anyway, she said there cannot be one rule for the general public and another for MSPs. Oh, but there can and is. There must be consistency and fairness across the board. Oh, sweet summer child. Please. This is the SNP. Greedy graspers. MSPs are entitled to stay overnight in hotels for up to £225 a night or have their own property in the city. It's estimated that those who do rent flats in Edinburgh only stay there between 72 and 108 days, less than a third of the year. The SNP government pushed through the law that allows councils to double the cost of council tax on second homes, with Edinburgh among the local authorities to take advantage. A Holyrood spokesman said it was the nature of the job that MSPs can claim on their Edinburgh properties. It's the nature of many jobs. There's a lot of people who have to move. They work in one place, live in another, have a family home here, but their main job is somewhere else. They'll live up there during the week, come home to the family. Why are they able to pay double? If it's good enough for their MSPs, it should be good enough for everyone else. He said it's reasonable, therefore, in this context, that the increased cost of council tax is met by Parliament. No, it shouldn't. Should be met by anyone. Council, either you do it for nobody or you do it for all. You cannot split. Oh, look at me. I'm an MSP. I'm above the law. Unfortunately, they appear that that's exactly what it is. Greedy, grasping, hypocritical maggots. Each and every one of them. And this is why I loathe politicians. Coming up. If this has only been released because people have scrutinised things, what is going on deeper down? What's going on that they don't tell us, that they've hidden successfully? How much more are they taking from the people? Salting away, stealing. It's disgusting. We need to monitor these people each and every day in the deepest way as possible, because you can't trust a single one of those bastards, can you? Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment. Please share the video, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.